The IMF and World Bank are holding their annual meeting in Washington this weekend. The gathering, of course, attracts policymakers and heads of state from all corners of the globe. One leader who's come to town has a lot to tout about with his country's stellar economic growth and prospects. Nika Gillari, the Prime Minister of Georgia, joins us now for an exclusive interview. Thank you so much for being with us. David Gardner stays with us as our guest host. Prime Minister, you're expecting GDP growth in 2011 of about 4.5%. How did you get to that point?
Well, we had quite a difficult year of 2009. However, we are on the way to recovery. In 2010, we expect the growth of 5 to 6%. The first 6 months were quite impressive. The first 6 months GDP growth is 6.5%. And the actually main parameters of growth are in tourism, in banking sector, in exports of agricultural goods. So it's quite a robust growth that we are having. Foreign direct investment have increased significantly as well, and which gives us hopes for having 8 to 9% GDP growth rates in 2012-2013. So Georgia has become kind of an investment hub in the region. After all those reforms that have put together in the past 5-6 years, actually many private investors choose Georgia to come to and invest, and from Georgia to expand their businesses in the region, in Caucasus, in Central Asia, Ukraine, Turkey.
But it seems like political tensions still seem ripe after the 2008 war. Moving forward, how do you balance national security and investment in the region?
Actually, that could have been true in 2009, but when we see at the, for example, figures of visitors, which actually gives you kind of understanding of how stable the country is viewed by other countries in the region, the number of visitors have increased by 40% in comparison to last year, which actually shows you how people are viewing Georgia as a stable country from political point of view.
Well, a major point for nations in the region is energy independence, of course, and you sat down with your counterpart of Bulgaria recently as you're planning to buy natural gas from, they're planning to buy natural gas from Azerbaijan crossing through Georgia to the Black Sea. How important are those efforts to have energy independence from Russia, and how are those negotiations?
Actually, it's a good question. We had a very difficult situation back 4 or 5 years ago from point of view of energy. We were dependent on one single resource, which was Russia, in terms of electricity and gas. However, for Georgia right now, it's one of the most energy independent countries. We are kind of energy hub of the region because there is gas flowing from north to south, crossing Georgia, from east to west, crossing Georgia. Oil also across Georgia, approximately 1.5% of total oil consumption of the world crosses Georgia. And we are on top of it electricity exporters to all neighboring countries, including Russia. 88% coming from hydropower plants. So Georgia has become kind of energy hub in the region, and other countries in Eastern Europe have realized that actually having energy diversification is the best answer to energy problems. That one source of diversification definitely is Caspian-based gas to flow to Eastern European countries through Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Black Sea, across Black Sea taken through LNG, liquefied natural gas resources. So this was actually main negotiations of mine with my Bulgarian colleague, which actually ended quite well, and we are hoping to have these new projects launched sometime next couple of years.
Christine wants to jump in from Singapore.
Hi, Prime Minister. This is Christine from Asia. At a time when a lot of countries are talking about currency wars and capital inflows, is that something you're worried about?
Well, definitely. I can tell you that one worry was so far foreign direct investment, which decreased in 2009. However, we had a very lucky year in terms of international financial institutions, and many investment came into the country through international financial institutions investing in mainly infrastructure, and that actually kept currency quite stable. And right now we are seeing foreign direct investment coming back into the country, which also keeps currency quite stable.
Yeah, I mean, but you had 2 billion of that, Prime Minister, what, in the pre-crisis of 2007. This year, I'm looking at targets of foreign FDI of around 750 million US dollars. I mean, is that enough? Is that enough for you?
Yes, you're making a very right point here. However, I have to underline that there is decrease of FDI. That's because of the worldwide financial crisis and some other reasons. However, we have a serious increase in the inflows through tourism, in the inflows through exports, and inflows through international financial institutions. I'm talking about World Bank, EBRD, Asian Development Bank. They are very, very active right now in Georgia, investing in highways, roads, high voltage lines, hydropower plants, and so on and so on. There are, for example, 5 large hydropower plants being built right now in Georgia with the help of international financial institutions, and these inflows actually offset lack of FDI, which we do have decreased in comparison to 2007.
Prime Minister, you mentioned a lot of organizations there. Another one I want to bring up is the WTO. You've come out saying you don't support Russia's WTO bid. Why not? That puts President Obama in a bit of a pickle because he is encouraging that. What kind of message are you sending
No,
there?
actually, we are supporting Russia's membership to WTO, but with one condition, that all the rules of WTO should be followed. And part of the rules of WTO is that customs checkpoints and customs borders between 2 countries of WTO must be transparent. Unfortunately, right now, because of occupied territories of Abkhazia and South Ossetia, these 2 customs checkpoints are not transparent, and we are just requesting only one thing, and this one thing is following WTO rules.
And you met with Secretary of State Hillary Clinton recently, and she came out echoing something very similar. She demanded Russia get out of Georgia. Is that what you were hoping for?
Exactly. It was Secretary Clinton had an excellent speech. It was quite amazing for all of us. All the right points were made about occupied territories. These are not breakaway regions. These are occupied territories. She demanding for Russian troops to leave Georgian territory, and actually she promised additional support, political as well as economical.
Prime Minister, thank you so much for your time
Thank you
this
very
morning.
much.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.